Welcome to another episode of the Matt Ellipsis Show. Thank you very much for watching. And this is a special episode. I spent almost 2 hours at All Things Amish and More, which is located at Downtown Tomah. And let me see, I think I have the address here. It's 1101 Superior Avenue in Tomah, Wisconsin. And this portion that I wanted to bring to you is, I needed to put this by itself. Don Tralmer, the gentleman pictured all the way to the right, he explains his father's journey, business journey, from Oakdale to Tomah, and explains how everything went with his father in terms of the business, just all the businesses he was involved in and how he expanded. I was so inspired, just inspired to hear this story. So I'm gonna play it as he explained it. I have more that I want to put out regarding All Things Amish. I did an interview. I spent several minutes with Amy, who's pictured in the middle there, and then I also spent some time with Mark. And these three gave me some great radio, just a great time in their store. I was there at the grand opening. Wow. My producer is amazing. Johnny said, "Hey, it's the grand opening of All Things Amish and More. Get over here." Yes, producer. And man, we had a great time. So anyway, so I just want to make mention of two things before I get into this interview, right? Or get into that portion. Okay, TomahRadio.com. The grand opening is 31 December 2019, 1st of January 2020. Those 2 days. You'll be able to go to TomahRadio.com and peruse all the content and see how well established that we are. So we've already been making moves and had a lot of success, even though we haven't even opened the doors officially yet. So officially, TomahRadio.com begins in 2019 on the 31st of December, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, grand opening. Please join us for the grand opening, okay? So let me get rid of that. Boom. The other thing I need to mention is after the grand opening of the TomahRadio.com, yep, it's time for me to start doing comedy officially. Yep. So on the 3rd of January and on the 10th of January, 2 shows each night. I wrote a bunch of material. Yeah. So we're going to have some fun. I'll put it like that. We are going to have some fun. RSVP at mattellipsis.com. All right. So let's get into this interview. I need to say thank you to Amy for being a good host or hostess. Thank you to Mark for, spending some time with me and giving me some good insight and information about the store. And then finally, and what you're going to witness here is Don. Thank you, Don, for taking me through your lineage, taking me through what you and your dad and your brothers have been through in business. Thank you very much for that. This was amazing. So enjoy the interview. 10 years longer. I'm just kidding. Got Jabbers in the building. We have Mark and his dad. What's your name, sir?
Don.
Don. Okay, why did you name him Mark, first of all?
Oh, I guess my mother No, wait a minute. My wife had more to do with that than me. How did we do that? Maybe
You weren't around, you were working.
we named him after St. Mark.
St. Mark?
St. Mark.
Gotcha.
He looked like quite a baby, so good baby. We named him after a saint.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know?
No.
See, that's because I'm the radio. I'm a professional.
Yeah.
I know how to dig the story out. You know what I'm saying?
Keep asking questions.
Okay,
I gotta
no,
find out more.
right, no, I got a better question, Okay, so, did Dad have a temper growing up?
I never seen him, he was never home.
Ooh.
Part of my mom he did though.
Ooh. Stop, son. Okay, so all right. So now, as you were telling me the story, Don, sir. Now, my question was, you came to this area in 1922, and they ran you out of Oakdale. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And you took me to the pictures. Go ahead, begin.
Well, yeah, I moved to Tomah after being in Oakdale probably about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then he moved to moved to Tomah, I'm sorry. And then that's when he really got into the plants business heavier, got into milking machines, got into scale gas.
Now, this is your dad, or this is you?
My father.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, my dad, yeah. Yeah, I worked for him for 54 years.
Wow. Thank you.
And then he got into the dairy equipment business, putting in milking systems for the farmers, bulk coolers where they put the milk in. And got into well work, putting in water pumps, and got into ventilation equipment and farm equipment, feeding equipment. We had about 20 service trucks.
Good Lord.
We had a big business, yeah. He had 4 sons, and he brought 3 sons into the business. One of them left and went to Chicago and got in his own concrete business.
Really?
Got to be a big business in Chicago in the concrete construction, yeah. Otherwise, his 3 sons stayed here in Tomah and worked with my father in the business, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's on this? Because you have the Tralmer American Family Enterprise. So take me to the graph, to the pictures here.
Well, my father, when he was 20 years old, he decided to go to visit his cousins out in western Minnesota, out in by St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Is this your dad right here?
That's my dad.
That's your
my
dad?
Father, yeah. And he bought a brand new Model T at 20 years old. He was a farm boy. He wasn't a city boy, he was a farm boy. And he went out west to visit his 2 cousins. And when he was out there, they got him a job in the wheat fields. He went out in the wheat field with a big tanker on a carriage, and he had a pump on there, and he pumped water in the big steam engines that they used to harvest wheat.
Yeah.
So he worked in the field during the day, then at night, this one cousin of his, they had a little grocery store out there in a little small community, just had a tavern, a creamery, and this little grocery store.
Right.
And that's where he learned the business trade, working at nights in that grocery store. Mm-hmm. So after being there 2 years, his parents wanted him to come home, whatever he wanted to do, they would help him, so he bought this general store down at Oakdale, 7 miles east of Tomah.
Yeah.
And that was a grocery store and had a little hardware, a little clothing, and up above it had a dance hall. That was the main store for this unincorporated town of Oakdale.
Yeah.
Then finally, just in 1930s, the state highway 12 and 16 came through.
Okay.
He decided he must get up on that highway. So then he built a tavern and a filling station combination and a gas station. And then just a few years later, in the 30s, he closed this grocery store and he built a self-service grocery store onto the gas station and onto the tavern and restaurant. So he had a one-stop place where when you were traveling on the highway, state highway, and when you stopped there, you could get groceries, you could get gas, you could get something to eat, get something to drink. He had everything. So what happened, all of a sudden the radios come out, the washing machine come out, and that was something new for people. They just like when television came. So he just got interested in it, so he started selling that stuff out of his tavern, and he hired people to work in the tavern, the filling station, the grocery store. Then he would go out to the farms and tell them, here's a milk machine that you can put on the cow to get the milk out.
Yeah.
Here's a wash machine that you don't have to scrub in an old tub with an old scrubbing board.
Wow.
Got a ringer on it, an agitator. Here's a radio that you can hear people speak over the air, and these are all modern things coming.
Yes,
So
yes.
he got involved, and next thing you know, he started to expand into Tomah. And then when he come into Tomah here, he rented a building. Then he got into the scale gas business, so you could cook with gas now if you wanted to. And then he also had gas refrigerators, believe it or not, that work with gas to make stuff cold even, you know. And then he got into this bottle gas, delivering bottle gas to people that had a gas stove,
Yeah.
gas water heater, you know. Then he got into cream separators, so farmers could separate the cream from the milk, which is a big thing. And then he got into water pumps. Then he expanded his appliances, refrigerators, rangers, you know, all these appliances.
Right, right.
Then he moved from the side street onto Main Street in Tomah, and then he got into excavating equipment, and then he got bigger into the dairy. That's when these big milking parlors came in, and big bulk coolers where they put the milk in bulk coolers. Then he got into some feeding equipment for the cows, to bunk feeders and silos, and he expanded into a lot of different things.
Give me a minute, son.
So eventually, down at Oakdale, he modernized this here, or rented that out, because he had his more interest in Tomah, bigger city, so he rented this out. And then he bought this building on the corner up here where the new bank is going.
Yeah.
There used to be a Ford garage building. That was the big Ford dealer. They had an old elevator in there that they put these Model Ts on the elevator, and they had a rope elevator.
Yeah.
And they had cars up above and cars below.
Wow.
And finally, when the World War II come on, they needed, this Ford dealer moved to a different location in Tomah, and this was empty. Then the government rented it for a USO building for an entertainment center for the soldiers.
No
when they come
way.
Oh yeah, that used to be a big USO. That used to dances in here and different games, and you know.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah. And then finally, when my dad died in 1972, then us three brothers decided to modernize it, and this building here was half retail for appliances and plumbing and heating and that, and the back was storage. So what we done, we underpinned the back part of the building, dug it out, underpinned the walls, and then we dug it out and we made the whole store retail with the offices in the back.
Yeah.
And then we doubled the storage underneath because we dug the other half of the store out. So now you had a store that's 50 foot wide, 150 foot long. Wow. A big building, yeah. We had about 20 employees and about 20 service trucks. So it just kept growing, and then finally when my twin brother and I got to be 72.
Wait, you're a twin?
I'm twin.
You're a twin, okay.
My twin brother was an ex-Marine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when he got out of we were both in the guards, and he joined the Marines right out of high school, and then he was over on the front line and fighting man to man against the Koreans. And
wow.
Then, he got a grenade hit on his back. The Marines wore a thick vest around their heart, and then that grenade lit on his back, and some of the shrapnel got up in his head.
Ouch.
And shoulders and that, so he ended up with a plate.
Yeah.
He was laid up about 5 months in hospital before he ever got home. Then when he got home, my dad trained him to be a plumber. He turned out to be an excellent plumber. He could draw up big mechanical plans on commercial buildings, and got to be a great man, a great Marine.
Yeah.
So I stayed in the guards for 9 years. And then when he came home, him and I and my other brother that was in the business, him and his wife took a trip out to Reno, Nevada to visit their daughter, and on the way back the airplane came down and they killed all of them in the plane.
What?
Him and his wife were lost their lives. Yeah. So we had some tragedies in the family.
Oh my goodness.
So then it ended up, my twin brother and I bought out my older brother's share of the business. Then we had it ever since, we had it for about 35 years together, my twin brother and I.
Wow.
Yeah. So we run it, yeah. So,
This is amazing. I mean, you guys, I need to get a picture real quick. Come on over.
Yeah.
Let's get just a quick picture. Can I interrupt just a second, Amy and Mark and your dad? Can I get y'all to stand somewhere so I can get a picture, a good picture, because you guys have you don't know what you've done to me here, okay? Let me explain what you guys have done.
I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
I'm gonna explain what you guys have done. You guys are you all are a definition of why Tomah's so great. Number one, I didn't realize there was so much rich history. This is amazing. So I gotta get a picture. I gotta get a picture. You are now listening to nm3dots.com. Free download. Thank you for your support. You are now listening to nm3dots.com. Free download. Thank you for your support. This is not a secret. Tight hold like no spiteful. Lack of insightful. Not no rival. So society. Hold no eye. It's irony. Cattle on 1,000. My propriety. More than the zeitgeist. Hands down decidedly. The king of Babylon ate pine. Then no pint of meat. Some of the council said finally. I'm patient, think refinery. Think about the peace, be still, voice, real choice, third seal, big reveal it all. Lay hands, heal them all. Cast the net, get them all. Highways, byways, meet them all. Banquet, invite, met them all. Set them all down, break bread ass. If it was the last, I just makes you crash. But let's not let this moment pass. Because when you grasp it, you'll remember. When you do this, please don't do it in the frivolous ambivalence as traditionally. See what I mean? Do this in remembrance, please remember me. Please, oh please, don't do it in the frivolous ambivalence as traditionally. See what I mean? Do this in remembrance, please. In the era of the first dot, I faced all my fears. Second dot era, time to manifest my beard. It don't grow long, but it is triumphant. Matt Ellipsis Afro, Amish City bumpkin. When I shave, they say